Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and welcome back to this special bonus video for session 3 of the Personal Branding Blueprint. I hope you're getting some valuable feedback from your trusted advisor emails, and I hope that with that feedback you're beginning to get a better understanding of yourself. You might even find that some of the emails you're receiving are reinforcing beliefs that you already have. And if so, that's great. That's exactly what this exercise is supposed to do. However, if you're like me, and I'll explain what I mean by that here in a little bit, you may find yourself needing just a little bit more insight. So I conducted some research. Read that as I did a Google search. And I found 2 assessments that I'd like to share with you in this video. Both of these assessments are designed to help you discover your natural strengths, your natural talents. But before I share these assessments with you, I want to share with you a quote from management expert Peter Drucker. Mr. Drucker says, "A person can only perform from strength. One cannot build performance on weaknesses." So if it's true that we can't build performance on our weaknesses, why are we always asked to improve our weaknesses? And if it's true that we can only build performance based on our strengths, then why do we not seek to leverage these strengths in everything that we do? Well, the simple truth is that for most of us, our single biggest challenge as we go through the Personal Branding Blueprint lies in discovering what our strengths are. What are our natural talents? And sometimes, like I did, you need just a little bit extra help. So the first assessment I want to talk about is one that a lot of you have probably already heard about. It's called StrengthsFinder 2.0. And if you've heard about the test already, great. And if you have taken the test already, that's even better. You'll be able to use your results to help refine the definition of you, and you can capture all those in the worksheets that I've attached below. Now, for those of you who may not have heard of this assessment, let me give you just a little bit of background about what StrengthsFinder 2.0 is. It was first published in 1998 by Donald Clifton. The assessment itself is based on 40 years worth of research on human strengths by the Gallup Company. The assessment looks at 34 of the most common natural talents, and it does do a good job of helping you discover and describe what those talents are. Now, you take the test online, and when you're done, you're going to get a 20-page summary report that identifies, among other things, your top 5 strengths. It provides descriptions and insights for each, and it also gives you some ideas for action. So in case you're wondering, my top 5 strengths are strategic, context, futuristic, relator, and restorative. And you can read more about each of those as I've attached my actual results down below so you can see what they look like. Now, I really like the StrengthsFinder 2.0 assessment. It really got me thinking. It also, in a strange kind of way, reinforced the fact that I'm not weird. Things that I naturally do that other people wanted nothing to do with, that I would gravitate towards, sometimes made me feel like maybe I was a little weird. But that's okay. It turns out I'm not weird. It's actually a strength of mine. But more than anything else, when I finished taking the test, I found myself thinking, I need more. Which is interesting because out of my top 5 strengths, 3 of them all said that I will often reflect on what could be improved and how I can do things better. So it makes perfect sense that I would take this assessment and then stop and wonder, well, how can I do better? So I continued to conduct some additional research. And that's when I found the Standout Assessment by Marcus Buckingham, who just so happened to also work at Gallup at the same time the StrengthsFinder test came out. Originally published in 2011, the Standout Assessment assesses you in 9 strength roles. Now, what's interesting about this assessment is that it actually looks at you from the perspective of others, and the questions that it asks are reflective of how other people see you. One of the reasons I really like this test is because of this. So think about the emails you're sending out to your trusted advisors, the feedback that they're giving you from the outside looking in. Well, this Standout Assessment is designed to do the same thing, except it does it on a much more scientific basis. Like the StrengthsFinder, when you're done taking the test, which is also an online assessment, it'll give you approximately a 20-page report summary. In that report summary, you'll find your top 2 strength roles and how you actually ranked for all 9 strength roles. What I really like the most, and what I think is most powerful of the Standout Assessment, is that it also takes your top 2 strength roles and it combines them to give you what it refers to as your competitive advantage, which is very helpful for us in our career. The Standout Assessment also defines each role for you, and it tells you things like when you are at your most powerful. So think about when you're at work and you kind of get in the zone doing what you do best. The Standout Assessment helps identify that for you. It gives phrases that describe you, and it also gives you actions that you can take to have an immediate impact, as well as suggestions for how you can reach the next level. So clearly the first action is going to be to take the assessments. Now you might be asking yourself, which one should I take? Should I take the StrengthsFinder or should I take the Standout Assessment? My answer is going to be, I think you should take both. And the reason why is twofold. One, they're very complementary to each other. They also happen to be very complementary to the Personal Branding Blueprint. But in addition, they're both very inexpensive. You can find them both on Amazon, and both will cost about $15. So for $30, you can take both assessments and have much more information to pull from than what you would have if you just took one, or if you didn't take any of the assessments at all. It's a small investment to make in yourself. So after you take the assessments, clearly you're going to want to review the results. I want you to look for keywords and phrases in these results that really resonate you. Things that when you read them, you go, yes, that is definitely me. Then I want you to compare them to the emails you're receiving back from your trusted advisors. I think you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of similarities between what your trusted advisors say and what both of these assessments will tell you. Lastly, you're going to document all of your findings in the worksheet that I've attached down below. And again, remember, this is a bonus video. It's completely optional. You don't need to do this in order to complete the Personal Branding Blueprint, but it is very helpful. And for some of you who might get stuck as you're assessing your strengths and your traits, I think you'll find these two assessments will help you get unstuck. So I want to leave you with a quote. This quote comes from Benjamin Franklin. "Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade?" So it's an interesting quote. And like most interesting quotes, it's true. So let's get out there, let's discover and acknowledge your talents and your strengths so that you can get them out of the shade and out into the sun where they belong. Thanks for watching.